Friends, lovers, enemies, and rivals. Welcome to episode 81 of the Great Pendragon Campaign. Joining us is special guest Emma. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Emma is going to be playing the Lady of the Lake, Nimue. So super cool. Excited. Yeah.
Spoilers, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
God.
Well,
thanks, Eric.
No problem. And how are my two regulars doing?
I'm fucking tired. Yeah.
I'm good. My meds have kicked in long ago. I'm caffeinated. I'm breakfasted.
That's the part I'm missing. I'm missing the caffeine.
Yeah.
All my Red Bulls are fucking, they were in my car. They're lukewarm and gross. And I just can't do it this morning. Just can't do lukewarm Red Bull.
Lukewarm Red Bull might be a good cyberpunk name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm happy to play with them. This is maybe the 14th time we've ever gotten to play a game together as co-players.
Since having a child. Yes.
Oh yeah, since their child is really
used to be able to do that all the time.
Couches. Yeah. Guys above us trying to kill himself somewhere.
Yes, I love it. This is the only Twitch stream I make sure that I watch at least a little bit of every week. And that's the only one in the history of my entire life. And so I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah. Oh,
have we ever played Emma?
We've played at PAX a few times, and then you were on the Dark Eye. You did a Dark Eye one shot with me and Daisy.
Yes. Okay. I remember PAX. I remembered PAX, but yeah, it was Dark Eye.
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah. Super excited.
Okay. We're opening this session. It is the year 521. Acewin, you're visiting Wolfius. Because he is a new parent. So you're heading. Actually, he's in Sarum for the time. So you're heading down to Sarum, and two things catch your eye. One is that he is a natural dad. There's just something about the way he's hanging out with his kid. They're just that just kind of puts a smile on your face. And the second thing is that he's injured. He got wounded in the leg. You're not sure when or where that happened. But so like he's kind of like lets his little kid like down for a second and grabs his cane and comes over to you. And says, Acewin, we don't see each other enough. And then goes to give you a hug.
Yeah. Acewin will hug him back. Certainly. Otherwise I might have heard news of what ails you.
Not enough sleep. He goes, scrunching his eyes. I was like, I don't know how any night can sleep once you have your child.
I meant the cane.
This. Oh yeah. Oh, don't worry about it. He's obviously playing it down to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
look, it was just a small thing. Look, if I tell you, you're gonna feel obligated to do something, and I'm trying to avoid that. Like he's being like very self-aware right now.
Yeah.
The question though was, even knowing that, can you like contain yourself? You know what I mean? Like, oh no, someone hurt my brother.
Yeah. Acewin's gonna like put a hand on his shoulder and be like, Wolfius, I'm going to find out one way or the other.
I was really hoping you wouldn't say that. Please let me take care of. Like, I know you just joined the round table. Congrats, by the way. And please let me just take care of this. It was just it's a local night over in Salisbury or Silchester. Got a disagreement. It's fine.
and came to blows.
Oh yeah. He's super underplaying what he's telling you. In the classic knightly sense of like, oh, like, did your friends die in this fight? And like you're back, you know what I mean? Like there's like it's that kind of level of gravity where he's like, it was a scuff. But I'm back. It's okay.
And when are you riding out again is the question, because this doesn't seem concluded.
Oh, I mean, it's summer, and hopefully I'll be sallying out there again to give him a little taste of my mind.
And how many are sallying out with you?
Oh, just me, and he's an honorable knight. He'll fight me one-on-one.
Who is an honorable knight?
Marshalo de Albury, he says in a very like Western evil villain, you know what I mean? Like random like snap cut to like the trail over in Silchester, like somewhere far beyond Love Camagus and stuff like that, of just like a knight like with his squire just like sharpening their blades. Yeah. The bad goes up. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. What's this fucking name? How do you spell this name?
Yeah, I'll write it in chat. Marshalo Dabering. Look, you have enough, dude. You have enough on your plate. Please don't get involved.
I'm not even sure what I would be getting involved with, Orpheus. My concern isn't getting involved. My concern is getting it done. If come summer this is going to be resolved, then it will be resolved. You may not have heard, but I'm a marshal now. It means I have to make sure that the knights under the Earl's command aren't going off and dying.
I get it. This is just a personal thing. Honor's at stake, you know. It's not going to spill. There's not going to be some kind of civil war, you know. It's not like Garrett's time. You know.
Agreed. Again, not my concern. It's a personal thing. I just want your assurance that come summer, if there's a muster, you shall be riding with us.
I understand that's what you want. Which is the nice way of saying I can't promise that.
Yep. I would like to roll trusting versus suspicious here.
Yeah. Come on, he's like your blood, like half brother still, but Trusting does win out here.
Yeah, very ambivalent. But yeah, I think Aeson is going to be like, well, Gareth didn't raise fools.
Neither did you.
Actually, I was going to say, actually, Gareth didn't raise you at all. Keep me informed as to the outcome.
Yeah.
And don't leave your wife a widow. Now, show me the baby.
Yeah, come here. And then, yeah, exactly. He hands over the baby. Good part. Speaking of babies, cutting over to Gorthrin.
Hold on, what's the baby's name? Because I got to update the family tree.
Oh, good point. The baby's name is Whitbur.
I was almost right on the spelling.
Yeah.
Fantastic. A lot more H's than that than I thought.
A lot more H's. Yeah,
same. It's Saxon. All right. Gorthrin.
Yeah.
Speaking of babies, Haradgar visits you in Till's Head, bringing a baby over.
Hey.
Although he asked for you and Sweeterin together. And he's kind of dodging the questions of what's her name and who is this. He's like, now that I have both of you together, I don't know how else to put this. I was walking around the old stones, Cholderton, and there was a baby bundled in a blanket with blue roses etched on it. And she's like, I tried to keep it as best as I could. You actually see there's a blanket with these like dazzling blue roses knitted into the blanket. Obviously, like elven or like fairy-esque. Written on it was a note that said Gorthrin. I don't know what to do, so I brought her here.
Thank you, brother. Yes, and Gorthron will take the child and like
Sweeterin will intercept the child and be like, I'm sure there's a good explanation for this.
Right.
Is what she says to you.
Bring them all in, yeah.
And the reason why Rodgar brings over like Sweeterin here is like, I promise you this is not like a play. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like if there's some elaborate play between us about like Gorthrin would be honest. We would be honest about this with you, Sweeterin. That's why we're bringing everything out on the table in front of you. Like, sure, yeah. He's like, I know. I'm sure there's a good explanation. Staring daggers at you.
Yeah. I think Sweeterin's mad. It seems upset at Gorthrin.
I mean, what would you think if a baby showed up with a dress to you?
It was like, that's a long time ago. I haven't talked to my bastards in years.
Yeah, so. Like how would normally we would talk about these kinds of things, and this is not something like more about like why would we not have a conversation about this? Why would you think you would know better? You know what I mean? Do we have to go to counseling again?
Yeah. So Gorthrin's been like the last 4 years. Gorthrin's raised his honesty. Either through roles or experience. So Gorthrin's just going to, sort of relying on that. Like, I am not sure whose baby this is, but it is not one that I have sired. The blue roses are significant though, because Cholderton has the bower with, and doesn't Hrodgar? Like I thought when the time we played Hrodgar, he like has blue roses in his.
Yeah.
Right. And he went by the Knight of the Blue Rose.
But it's addressed to you. I don't
bear any resemblance to the family.
It's a baby.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a big baby, like
sure,
kind of like you. So, but that's also very classic Cholderton.
Yeah.
She's a big girl.
Gorthrin just wants
out of the ordinary.
All about it. Like, where was she found? What
She was like in the bower, like around the stones, just kind of like in there crying, and just picked her up.
Has he found the stone that was missing?
No.
He's still up. Okay.
No, that stone's still MIA.
Yeah, because by now Gorthrin has told Sweeter and everything that happened in the Elfwood.
As best as you remember and everything. I'm sure, and that's why this is also a surprise. I'm not trying. I'm gonna tell you this as a GM. I'm not trying to trick you into be like you're not remembering this secret. No, this is genuinely a shock.
Okay? The only other thing I could think of is just Gorthrin might be like, wait a minute, I had that dream at that abbey.
Yeah, right. And maybe you didn't share that part. Yeah.
But he will now, certainly, in private with Sweeterin. But I mean, I think given Gorthrin's recent events that at the very least we can care for the child, whether or not he accepts it as his or
check on it. Okay. Check honesty for this, but you disclosing this to Sweeterin again, being like, why would you leave a detail out like this? Like, you know what I mean? This could affect us.
Gorthrin is just like
your relationship is a little strange
because it was a weird dream in a haunted
I didn't think
abbey.
It was a big, I genuinely did not think it was a big deal.
Because he doesn't like for him, it's not. That's
not your call to make.
It's just a weird, horny dream he has. He's not like a demoness visited me and tainted my soul. He's like, it's just a weird dream I had in Elfland. But
These things mean you don't. It's not your decision to make. Now we're gonna have to talk to the druids. Like and like there's a lot of this sort of like,
we're
you know
going
what I
to
mean? Like we're gonna have a conversation about this.
Yes. Yeah.
Furthermore, can you make an awareness test for me, Gorthrin?
Let's do it.
Perfect. This is not just a private conversation between Hradgar and Sweeterin and you and stuff. Also, your sergeant is kind of hanging around. And Sweeterin has been kind of like talking to the sergeant, and like the sergeant Edith has been in your your life a little more than I don't know. You're not really friends with Edith or anything like that, but just like in terms of the maintaining of Tilshead while you've been gone. He's been kind of the
right. I figure somebody's in command of like the 100 foot soldiers. That garrison.
Is that guy?
Yeah. Okay.
And
he's like what? He's just like I would imagine he's like an esquire in arms or something like that.
That's exactly. Yep. He basically hangs out with your mace trainer, and and just kind of just does everything.
Sure. Yeah. Gorthrin. I imagine Gorthrin does have a small entourage of just like not quite noble, but just workout. He has workout buddies.
Yeah, I mean they sleep in Tilshead. You pay for all their stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I was going to offer was I was going to offer Bruggen a place in the household, if he'll accept it.
Ooh.
Because he's like our squires are 21 this year, right?
Correct.
So Gorthrin was going to offer him a place in the household.
Okay. Yeah, love it. That's perfect for me. All right. And then lastly, for an opening scene here, Nimue. I have a scene with you and Merlin.
All right.
So we are currently in Camelot. Camelot is still kind of like the last minute under construction bits are kind of happening. So you're kind of up in a tower, like where Merlin would be. But you can kind of imagine beneath the tower, all these people are getting Easter feast ready and finishing up the paint jobs on stuff as everything's getting ready in this early spring day. Merlin is looking pale and exhausted as ever. Nimue, I've just received terrible news.
Really? What?
Yes, the Archdruid of Stonehenge has gone missing.
Strange.
Indeed. I know she was an enemy to Morgan, and I cannot help but think that this is something related to her tricks this year. Coughs.
Would not.
That was in character.
God. It wouldn't surprise me either. If there's ever a question of her involvement, she's usually there, isn't she?
Indeed, and normally it would fall to me to serve as interim, but I can't afford to leave Arthur's side at this time.
No, that makes sense to me.
No. Would you serve in my stead?
Her eyes kind of widen for a second. She says, yes, I will.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wish me to? Anything you wish me to do there?
Continue to serve the good king and serve the people.
Of course.
And just keep on guard. I'm afraid Morgan is up to something, and I don't know what it is.
I will be ever vigilant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh. We'll enjoy this feast of Camelot, and you'll be heading over to Stonehenge afterwards.
Very well.
Good. Cool.
All right.
And we're going to go, I think we're going to do the feast at Camelot. This is the first feast at Camelot, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Normally, you're trekking out weeks and weeks above to Carleon and stuff at this point of the year. Nope, not anymore. Now it's just like a 3-day trip. Just down the road, past Devies, right into Camelot. Obviously, Gorthrin, you should probably have a conversation with the Earl on the road about some stuff, you know. But also, as speaking of conversations of sort of the, I'm gonna say minor nobles, but like just the court of the Earl. You're getting the major cold shoulder, Aeswin, from Killid and you know most of the Castellans, except for Gwynwyn, who's just kind of like,
it's fine. I ain't here to make friends.
Survivor. Cut to the camera. Right. Not here to make friends.
Yeah,
I'm here to win.
I mean, the Castellans fall underneath of the Marshal, right? Like in terms of chain of command.
Oh yeah. In terms of military stuff, but like not in terms of political advisement. It's kind of whoever has his ear, you know.
Yeah. That's the kind of double bind of the Marshal. Is I am given a lot of responsibility when we muster, right? But until then, I'm not holding a castle. I'm not holding any more lands than all these rich, influential knights so I have to, I think, play hot potato with their feelings a little bit.
Yeah. So later this summer you get the power, but right now, yeah, exactly. You just have to kind of be on the outskirts here. But so anyways, so I imagine you're kind of riding behind the rest of the Castellans, Aeswin, as we like hear Gorthrin having a conversation with the Earl.
Yeah.
Gorthrin, it's come to my attention that perhaps I have not significantly thanked you for helping me out last year.
Came to my attention as well, but I trust you. And I have patience.
You have not only protected my life, but my reputation.
Indeed.
I'm running out of manors to give away.
Yes, and appears to upset.
What can I offer you? Perhaps a better title than just diplomat or welcomer to the castle.
Better title, yes. Place on the council, certainly. Be welcome. I am...
Perhaps my royal hunter. Huntsman.
I like the sound of that. Anything to get me in the saddle and get the blood pumping. There's a great many ways that I be satisfied with, my lord. An endowment, stipend, office.
Of course. He's like, that kind of, yeah.
But I want to be clear. My reward, as I see it, is that you are here and whole. And while I am always happy to receive gifts and rewards, and will always share the blessings of them as best I can, my heart rejoices that you are safe. Would not want to weather whatever comes next without you.
Gesturing
and Gorthrin means it. Gorthrin is just being, he's like, he's like, that's, he is speaking authentically.
Yeah, and Rofin loves your honesty there and appreciates it greatly as he looks in front of sort of you and, you know, you're riding side by side with him and you see the kind of ongoing tense political situation of Aeswin becoming the marshal and the rest of the Castellans dealing with it. And Rovin's like, I need as many trusted advisors as I can.
Yeah, because Gorthrin knows he's in a position to be like, well, you could always give me Castle Vagon, and you could always do this and whatever. But like a seat on the council so that Gorthrin isn't left out of the inner circle.
Yeah.
You are a little, a stipend is is a little extra dosh is always nice. But like Gorthrin's not angling for an extra manor or anything like that.
Yeah, he's definitely going to give you a stipend and all, but more importantly, you just are sort of his trusted advisor. Like, you're going to be given the job of royal hunter, like, for the court and all, but also, like, you just know that if the Earl ever needs a question about something to do, he's probably going to consult you first. And, like, will keep your opinion higher than others.
Yeah.
Acewin, and I think you probably hear in front of you people talking, whispering, Gorthrin, whisper. Like basically the Castellans also kind of know that Gorthrin's going to be the person they want to talk to. And if they can be friends with Gorthrin, then they have the Earl.
Yeah. Yep. That's the position. Gorthrin is happy to be the Earl's gatekeeper.
Yeah. It's kind of you kind of are.
Yeah. They're welcome to try to get past Gorthrin.
Gatekeeper. Gorthrin's big enough to be the gate.
Look, Uther had Brastius. Rufus has Gorthrin.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I get the impression that Gorthrin's a lot smarter than Brastius ever was.
Maybe hopefully he lives as long.
True. And so we see the procession kind of like round the bend past Deviz, and we see Camelot under construction, y'all. It is a dazzling white. The scaffolding and stuff is still like up around the tower parts, but you can see the rest of the processions of, you know, in the distance of the other people and folks coming to the castle are all across the realm. Obviously Nimue already been here. But like, yeah, I imagine you probably look over like from one of the higher points somewhere, and you kind of see the general huge swath of knights and noble folks just flooding to Camelot for the first time.
Yeah. What I like it just is like a day and a half trip. It's so much better.
So. All right, let's get ready to do the feast. This is actually a mechanical thing, Emma. I did not explain how this works, but effectively, we're going to have us determine the position where we are in the feast, which is like what table you are at.
Yes, near the salt or not.
Yeah. Okay. You know. Yes.
I know.
Okay. Right. And
I'm
then the cards. That's right. Okay. You are a fan. All right.
Know a bit.
Then we will just work out the actual, like, hey, how does the Roll20 work to get the cards out when we get to it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well then it is time to generate our positions in the feasts.
I got my fashion. And Gorthrin, this is the first feast in Camelot, and Gorthrin is going all out. I'm gonna spend some money. He's gonna spend 4.
Nice. Benefit.
You know.
Nice. Oof.
Yeah. All right. Past the appearance. If I hadn't gotten jewelry this year, that would have been a crit.
So it's your jewelry that puts off the fashion roll.
Yep.
Nice.
You know, she went with a natural look and then spoiled it with jewelry, so it still looked good, but like the natural Acewin was distracted from. And as I recall last year, it was Acewin's ambition to have Karen come dressed essentially as like the equal of
equal spouse. That's what we did last year. Yeah.
I did that last year. Okay. Forgot it was the thing I was doing this year.
But that was just at Sarum, like the welcome home, Gorthrin's the best for saving the Earl feast.
Right. This is the proper big feast.
This is Arthur. Yeah.
Yep.
Glad that you got your proficiency bonus high enough to have multiple members of your polycule.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, you got to have expertise in Google Calendar. It's in my experience. That's the real mechanical bonus that you need.
Love it. Okay. And then Nimue. Your appearance is I have it written down.
Okay.
30. So you get to roll a d20 plus 10.
Okay.
Perfect. You will be sitting above the salt with everybody. Yeah. So you do not get to draw some of the cards, but you do get to be around the king and everybody and looked up to, which is for someone of your station totally apt.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You are. So I was doing a little research, and the Lady of the Lake is like the son or like the child of like two gods. Like you're
sometimes,
yeah. Like basically the goddess of the hunt, or like and like the god of the moon. Very like high level myth stuff.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
Is she who Erwin and Gareth met in their like that kind of first adventure? Was that Nimue?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, when we got the sword.
I'm assuming that Nimue has a higher glory total than Gorthrin. So
yes,
Nimue would go first in the feast.
That's definitely fair.
Yeah.
So okay. When you're at the high table, you can do a few things. Most notably is gossip and intrigue. Each of those gives you different things throughout the year. But like this would be a great time to think about maybe like being on the lookout for something that maybe Morgan schemes would be up to and stuff like that as a possible example for an event. What are some other things that you could we might want to recommend Nimue to do at the above the salt, y'all?
Just badger King Arthur, probably.
Yeah, that's a good
one. That's
badger
Merlin.
Him?
Yeah, that seems like the Merlin move. So I don't know how close Nimue wants to get to that playbook, but
badger him about what specifically?
Well, I would
literally anything. Yeah. Just keep him on his toes, you know.
Yeah.
Well, let me point out, as the feast is getting underway, you're seated next to Merlin, and Merlin's seat's empty.
That's not good.
Yeah, you're like, where's that dude?
Yeah, I might.
And you check behind every like column where he also likes to skulk and like sit there and go like, you know, like in the classic Merlin way. No, he's not in his normal hiding spots either.
Okay, I might want to inquire about that if there's.
Yeah,
it's that the sort of thing that you would intrigue about.
Yeah,
the hell's Merlin?
Yeah, let's intrigue where the hell Merlin is.
Yeah.
All right. So then you get to test for me intrigue. Your intrigue is a 17, so you're going to roll under a 17 to find information.
Let's do 1d20.
Yep.
+1 because it's first round of the feast.
Okay, +1. All right.
Wait, how many do you get?
Do you gain 2 stuff?
Get 2 above the salt.
So technically, it's a 19.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still just rolling a d20.
Correct.
With nothing else. Okay.
And you crit.
Oh, is that a crit?
That is a crit. Yeah.
When 19, you get the target number?
When you get the target. Well, this is perfect.
I feel like our guests on the show have a tendency to crit almost immediately. Yeah.
It's actually remarkable.
On his lance against
it is.
Yep.
It is. Yep. I should have had someone guest run Acewin at Baden Hill. That would
It's genuinely remarkable how
visitors' luck, guest players' luck. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, you how would you describe? Let's talk about Nimue and let's talk about your ability to deduct stuff. Is this like an Angela Lansbury situation of like reading a room, or is this more like prophetic and more like?
Yeah. As much as I respect Angela Lansbury, this is definitely prophetic weird shit. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I think you get an omen. Now the omen's definitely like. So Merlin, you're gonna find Merlin. Merlin is actually trapped in his own tower.
Oh no.
So what do you think the premonition is? That you're like, this is where I need to go this way. Like, what do you think that omen looks like? So imagine you're at a feast, like food's getting prepared, and like everyone's kind of filing in. Maybe like the band and the heralds are getting ready to play, and you know that you're like something's wrong, and something brings you to like Merlin. Oh my God, he's trapped somewhere, and you know where to go. What? Yeah.
I imagine it would be sort of just like a vision of like at the top of like a big spire that I feel is somewhere nearby. Just like there's like a cage with an owl that's just kind of growing inside it and getting like way too large for the cage.
Hey.
That's what I do.
Oh, I love it. So, this is good. Okay. Yeah. So you excuse yourself from the feast and you rush up the staircase. Obviously, Nimue, one of the most graceful, fast people to ever live. You basically fly like up to the door, and without needing any sort of like attunement or anything like that, you can see that this door has been basically magically shut. And you hear behind it a raspy Merlin's voice, like, "Is anyone there?"
I'm here, Merlin. What happened?
Nimue, it's Morgan. You have to protect Arthur.
Oh, okay, I will. Do you want me to try to let you out first? That might be more protection.
There's no time.
Okay, I'm gonna float back down.
Yeah.
There's no time.
And so, cut back to the feast, and as you guys are like getting ready to sit down, and like we hear like the beginning of the feast, there is a special guest joining the feast, and it is an emissary for Morgan. Morgan was exiled last year, and this like maiden is basically carrying a elaborate coat of jewels, and like I imagine it's like a peacock kind of dress, right? Where it's just like do these flowy green things, and where all the colors are just like gems and stuff, right? And it's just like this brilliant coat, this brilliant mantle, and she's beginning to describe it to the court and how Morgan has had a huge change of heart and totally accepts her exile, but would love to offer this as a gift to Arthur in order to begin the healing process a little bit. And so like you're hearing this conversation, and then Nimue, that's when like you like make it to the court and you see what's going on here.
Okay. Trying to remember something real quick. I'm sending you a chat real quick because I'm too tired to remember details. Yeah. Oh, okay. In that case, I'm going to imagining it's somewhat gauche, but I'm going to call out. It's like, no.
Yeah, so Arthur's like, "Oh, see everyone, my sister, this is why we preach forgiveness. My sister, we were rewarded in kind. Look at this beautiful mantle, everyone." And then you're like, "No."
Yeah, is he about to take a gift from her?
Yeah.
Is anybody else other than Nimue saying anything? Like any of the other round table knights like, well, just don't take anything from her, my liege, like.
No, I know my sister. Like he's like saying like, "No, I got this." So
be like, "I too know your sister. May I humbly request you make the emissary wear the coat before you yourself put it on."
are you ordering this, or is Merlin ordering? Like looking at you, Nimue. This is Arthur. Like being you like the feast is kind of stopped, and she's you're looking at Arthur, and Arthur's looking at you, and the maiden's holding this coat, being like, supposed to.
You may have noticed that Merlin is not here. He has charged me with your protection, superseding my protecting him.
What sort of protection do I need from a gift?
Maybe you should make the emissary put on the coat and find out.
But it's my favorite drink. Why wouldn't I drink it?
Yeah. He's like, okay. Milady, would you do us the honors of wearing this beautiful peacock garment? And she's like, okay.
Oh no.
Sure. Right now? Like, okay. And she's just gonna begin to put on this mantle. And I mean, it looks dazzling and bespeckled, and it's just like kind of dangling, and you just kind of hear like the little like rattling of the gems and stuff, and it's beautiful. It's like catching the light around, and maybe the light is catching it a little too brightly, and then it's a little brighter and brighter, and there's a look of horror on the maiden's face as she tries to take it off, and she can't, and it begins to get brighter and brighter, and then she screams as she begins to burn alive.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Sorry, lady.
I thought it was going to be like a beguiling spell of some sort. Cloud Arthur's mind. No, this is the Thermite Cloak.
It is a Thermite Cloak.
Yeah.
It is a Thermite Cloak, and it literally turns her to coals.
Jeez.
Welcome to Camelot.
Yeah.
I expected her to protest, not burn.
She didn't know.
No.
Yeah.
I feel terrible.
Yeah.
Arthur, I think there's a silence. You just saved Arthur's life, Nimue, but also like everyone is like, what the?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we know what it does the first time. Why don't we have a Downy put it on next and like see if this is once is just it could be a fluke. We need to establish the pattern.
No,
Is the coat still there, or is it all ash?
no, it's all been burned.
I was
down.
gonna say the coat is still there, like nobody touched it.
Yeah.
Somebody get a big stick. Yeah. First off, I'd like to see whether Gorthrope was behaving himself or not when this all happened.
That's a great idea.
He is not. He's trying to get his flirt on.
So there I was facing this giant, like just as this is happening in the background.
Exactly.
You just see like this radiant white light and these screams that you're just talking about this giant attack.
You know who else is radiant?
Yeah. Oh my god. So
Yeah.
that's crazy. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Imagine having to be like the seneschal and have to like sweep this up. Like, what do you even do? Like, I don't even.
I don't think it's in bad taste that we're continuing the feast, but I think it does. It's got to impact the vibe.
It definitely impacts the vibe. Arthur is trying to save the vibe, but
yeah.
Notable people leaving would be basically all of the, like Lot's kids. The three amigos. Gaheris, Agravain, and Gawain are like, we're gonna leave. This is awkward. That was just a direct attack by my mom. So I'm gonna head out here.
Yeah, are they like being given the cold shoulder? Or is this like their?
They just no. They know to leave. They know to like.
Gotcha.
This is not gonna. Gotcha. This isn't a good look. Round table or not.
Shit again. Time to get out of the office.
I mean, what do you think? Like Gorthrin, like you and Acewin are at the round table. Like
yeah. All the Gorthrin's thing is like the Archdruid has said, you cannot trust her sister in black.
Yeah,
that's the minute he can get like Guinevere or Arthur's ear, like he might
Acewin immediately is like, okay, I feel like the chances of us going to war this summer have gone up considerably.
Yeah. Where is Morgan exiled to? We don't. Okay. All right.
Out of the
Gotcha.
kingdom.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So she could be in Ireland raising up all those rebellious kings.
She's basically causing magical terrorist events.
Yeah. She's
like a Bond villain.
Right. She could be under an elf hill that we can't reach because it's not the right moon thing. Right. I don't know. Who knows? All right. Does the feast continue? Because Gord was like, listen, we can't let this ruin the feast. This is the first feast. Listen, my liege, don't let this spoil the good times. We knew she was our enemy.
The vibes can be saved, my lord.
The vibes can absolutely be saved.
For the vibes.
For the vibes.
Okay.
Vibes can absolutely be saved.
I got some good cards that I can't choose because I got a host card. But it's actually, I think it's a really interesting host card.
Imagine
the host speaks at length. The host rises and drones on about the current political environment.
Well,
love it.
I mean, right? I wonder what this conversation is.
Yeah. So, energetic versus lazy to see whether or not Acewood is paying fucking attention. But I raised my energetic is pretty good. So, fingers crossed. Son of a bitch. Good. The classic, the dreaded nothing happens. The no geniality, no fictional events. This is my one complaint about these cards when they have the opposed tests. They have for if one side wins, they have another side wins. What happens when neither side wins?
Yeah, there's this blind spot of just like what's a regular failure look like.
Yeah. Unless we do a thing where we push it so we roll the test until one side wins, but I don't think that's how the book has these opposed tests work.
Right, like just basically ignore the tiebreaker and just roll till there is a definitive result.
Right.
Yeah. Oops, I didn't fix the cameras for the game screen. Burp. Good enough. Don't mind me. You guys keep going. I definitely think that's the right answer.
What's the right answer?
No, is that nothing happens right now. Like, I prefer they're unresolved.
I think Acewin is like, man, I should be listening, but there's someone turned into coals, and like,
yeah,
I think that's like Acewin's just kind of like, huh, all right. So politics has changed since my father's time.
Perhaps you're maybe like distracted about like where I guess those Lot's kids are leaving. And there's others, there's just more stuff to go on while he's trying to keep the vibes in order. Like, please do not disperse, like it's gonna be okay.
Friends.
I know she's my
countrymen.
My sister's
working your vibes.
My sister is working through some issues right now.
I'll say our fantastic. Anyway, about this giant.
Very much so.
So we know. Did we roll what we're eating?
Yes.
Right, okay. Parsley bread right now.
Yeah, parsley bread. Not the best choice for. I feel like they had to audible the parsley bread. Like something happened to the first actual meal.
Second course, maybe a bit off
on the nose.
Not going to land as well this time. The feast comes up fucking peacocks
with its fat, and everyone's supposed to eat it. That's
some seneschal fumbled their planning wall for this feast.
Oh no!
The Seneschal of Camelot
yes.
beefed it. And then just some dried spices afterwards.
It's dry, coal-like spices.
Not even a pudding or anything.
Just nutmeg.
Here's a handful of
You're supposed to just grate your own nutmeg.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Not poor Arthur. Yeah, poor Seneschal. They really.
Yep.
I'm going to try to apologize to Arthur at some point in this. I'm not sure where. I didn't want to like interrupt the circuit of things going on.
No, this would be like the perfect time.
Yes, I want to apologize to Arthur like profusely for ruining the vibes. I thought that you were in danger. I did not expect this person to not know what this was. I expected them to resist putting it on.
I'm sure it's not your fault. Normally this is Merlin's duties, and whatever had him distracted. Well, I'm just glad that you were able to be here when it happened.
I believe Merlin is in some peril. I had a vision. Went to try to see him in the tower, and he was behind a magical lock. And he bade me to come protect you instead of protect him.
She speaks the truth, emerges Merlin dramatically. Like hobbled, like clearly was like ensorcelled and enfeebled as he's like brushing off frost from him, and like at a time when you shouldn't be covered in snow or anything like that, right? Mm-hmm. And she did everything she was supposed to. And
how did you get out?
Just time. And you can see like he's classic Merlin, like not giving the actual answer and just kind of being the masculine, hiding the this cost me a lot of magic look to him, where he's like already kind of weakened, and he's just very happy that your training with him has been well, and that you were able to step up when he was yeah. Morgan sought to ensorcel me, and where she succeeded on my side, I'm glad Nimue was here to help you, Arthur, and you owe her. She saved your life. And he's like just kind of out of character, just like just kind of out of it. I need to. It was the first time she got the better of me. As in, Morgan's getting better at her jabs. This would have paid off if it wasn't for you. In other words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she faint, like Merlin bought her faint in a way that like shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it's concerning.
Yeah. Is it weird that I wish we could fight Saxons again? At least they had the duty of meeting me on the battlefield, and rather than in my feast.
It's more straightforward that way.
My king, I know I'm supposed to aid you, says Merlin, but after this last development, I need to do research. You know what else she is capable of. And Merlin's kind of taking this personally, where like he really like failed and you stepped up here and taking this hard.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to mostly just be cool with it because I don't want to be like, you're slipping, Merlin.
Yeah, and like, well, you totally could. He kind of deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it seems like you could do with a rest. I'm glad I was here to be vigilant. You do not seem like yourself recently.
Yeah, something has changed. I feel different. No matter.
In the earth.
I don't want to ruin the vibes of your feast.
have some peacock before it's all gone, Merlin. You missed it.
like this is all happening at the
high table. Yeah.
The high table.
So you all are like kind of watching this conversation happen. Yeah. From a just a distance. Wonder what they could be talking about.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll wait for my turn then.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do.
But no, let's secure something here. So Nimue, do you want to make some kind of roll to like what's your goal out of the scene?
My goal out of the scene, I suppose it's like I just got promoted to head druidess, but I would take a further promotion after that.
Yeah.
Seems like Merlin can't quite cut what he's doing. He needs a break. So I would gladly step up and in my assistance of Arthur.
Yeah.
In this situation. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. No, that you request to do that, and Arthur is going to look and be like, Merlin, forgive me, but this is the first time I'm going to have to give you advice. You kind of look like shit. Please rest up. Like you've been working. I know how hard you've been working days and nights to keep me safe from my sister, and well, I feel like I'm in good hands with your protege. And he's like, no, there's still more I can do, and I should be able to help you. And looks to you, Nimue, to tell Merlin that like, no, you need to rest. So like, what do you say to Merlin to tell him to go, take a break?
I tell Merlin, you've done so well with both of us. There is more for you to do, but in a different way. We can, as we've shown here, I can take care of Arthur. And he can take care of himself to a certain extent. We'll be all right.
Very well, I shall. And he like picks up a whole peacock and goes, I shall retire to my room.
Very well.
Yeah. I was going to try to talk to Merlin about this kid, but I suppose if Merlin is retiring,
do you want to gossip or intrigue?
I do kind of want to intrigue, I think, because I'm trying to get a feel for what's going on. Like, we brought the child with us. Like, I don't think it'd be a good idea to leave them at Till's Head.
Okay.
And so I was going to be like, hey, maybe not at the feast, but the following, like, this kid. I
didn't know you did that. Then I will give you this as well.
Okay.
You're not the only ones.
Really? Okay. With foundlings, as it were?
All across England, or Logris at the time. Several knights have brought also new babies. And there's this general, we're not really talking about it, but also we should probably talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. And all right. Then I know what I'm gossiping about. I'll gossip about that fact and whether what are the circumstances these kids are found under, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let's go around. So I've been raising my intrigue. We'll see if this pays off. 2 geniality so far, or 3 because this is the second. There we go.
Perfect. Yeah, so you're asking around, and apparently several great knights, not necessarily roundtable knights, but just 100 knights in total, give or take, have gotten babies.
Same circumstances?
Yeah. And they all kind of want to talk to Merlin about it in the exact same circumstances. Obviously not bathe in a blue rose, that was yours. But they all described similar, very personal touches, no recollection of why or how. But all of these babies have just been coming up seemingly out of nowhere. Being just brought to people's door.
Is Gorthan the only one that's brought the child with them? Is anybody else?
No. I mentioned the reason why I gave you that fact is because others also brought these children.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah. That's weird. Then why do they have a child? Yeah, like how did? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's too old to have a child. And you're like, like the that kind of stuff, right?
Those that do,
Yeah.
how many of them quested last year? All of them? Like,
yeah,
I guess rather
all of them. Yeah.
All right. All right. In that case, yeah, that's what Gorthrin's doing. This he's sort of gathering his gathering some information before he would make an approach to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah. So the information that you gathered is that every knight who's gotten a child adventured last year.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing as far as like why or how these children came about and why is it weirdly 100, and definitely something to
exactly 100
bring up to Merlin / Nimue kind of thing.
How many of the kids that Arthur's said to have killed, how many was that? That was like 30 something ish.
Said to have killed?
Know? Remember, like, the whole thing with like the duel with last year.
Oh yeah,
like, you kill these kids, Arthur.
Yeah.
You're not chivalrous.
Yeah.
I forget how many of those it was supposed to have been.
About 100.
Okay,
give or take.
All right. Something's going on.
Yes.
All right.
Something is going on.
It's definitely going on. Nice. All right, that's my turn.
Okay. Perfect. Good intrigue. I cannot believe I fucking generated peacocks. Food. That's incredible.
Love that. Everybody just it's safe to eat.
Okay. So this time good options, but no host card. Pagan pleasures. No, I'm not a pagan, not for me. Drunken Lout could be interesting. It's just not the most interesting one on the table right now. Awkward Conversation appeals to me because it's always fun to roll those like really low skills.
Yep.
But Wayward Wife.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wayward Wife. It's like, what if the polycule got bigger?
Yeah.
Like,
look at your Marshall, you got a lot of stress.
A lot of stress, It's mechanically I want the geniality, but Wayward Wife.
That's an
I'm going Wayward Wife.
That's a potential bomb.
Yeah, because it doesn't say it explicitly, right? It doesn't say it explicitly that when Deceitful wins, you tell the knight nothing. You may choose to miss the next round of the feast. It's like, oh.
But if you choose to check lustful and roll
let's do that. Because my chase and lustful also, this is a coin flip. They're both 10.
No, it's honest for lustful.
Oh, honest. It's
not even the same grouping.
Well, my honest is 10.
Okay.
So it is a coin flip. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, God. Come on. Oh, no. It was honest versus deceitful, not lustful.
No, it's honest versus lustful.
And that's not what the card says.
Yeah, it does. No, I see. It's actually, we're both right. It just depends on what part of the card you're looking at, because the blue one says honest versus lustful, but the black sub paragraph headings say honest versus deceitful. You see that?
That's bizarre. I guess if deceitful wins, you can check lustful. I think that's just
that was just like you just got the designer of this card got a little lost in the sauce.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see if deceitful wins. Nope. Okay. Cool.
All right. Again,
nothing. This is just missed opportunities left and right. I think.
So
I think the wife comes over and propositions Acewin, but Acewin is still distracted and doesn't notice the proposition. And then Knight comes over and is like, "Have you seen my wife?" And Acewin's like, "Who? I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah. That's what happened. A lot of I don't know what's going on.
Yep.
Ah, well.
Oh, that is frustrating.
Yeah, what a weird what a weird start of a feast. It was not a normal little. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with a little bit of a riff lightheartedness, but it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that goes back to Nimue, right? No, Gorthrin.
Yeah.
No, wait, you already went. Gorthrin, that's right. You went, you did your intrigue, so it goes back to Nimue for the last round of the feast.
Yep.
Oh, so this is the same sort of thing where I get to choose what I want to do.
Yeah.
Ample, flirt. Like there's a lot of different things you can do.
Yeah, Yeah, you want to walk through the different actions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got for the feast right here.
Okay.
So instead of drawing cards, you have the option to gossip, which is what we're doing. Indulge, which is get your drink on. Flirt, which is that's usually what Gorthrin.
Yes, that's objectively the best. Yeah,
right. Or you can engage in any number of games of chance or skill, including winning actual money if you want. You like do some proper gambling. That's what I like doing when I'm at this high table because
they've got money to win. I feel like getting drunk at this point would be like the worst thing I could possibly do.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think I'm gonna do maybe some intrigue just to get to know the knights better if I need to call upon them, like what's going on with them. Maybe. Does that make sense? Or not?
Intrigue about the
knights of the table, like just to like kind of get to know. It's like maybe I get to know about like the foundling baby thing or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to proactively reach out to the knights about the baby thing?
Sure. Yeah.
That
would get me
totally good
talking
angle.
to Gorthrin. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Ideal. Yeah. So I heard you have a foundling baby. How about that?
Does Gorthrin have to do anything with his lustful around supernatural beauty? Okay.
No.
I didn't know. I didn't know if it was like Igraine and Gwyn where you like have to there's a test to get a passion for them, a directed passion. But I think it was just
weird. Yeah, weirdly there isn't one for the Lady of the Lake.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why. But
okay. That's all right. But yeah, Gorthrin's pretty much doing the same thing. It's like, oh yes. He has no idea what to address Nimue as, because like she's known to us, right? Like it's not like the Lady of the Lake is.
Yeah.
Like we know of her. We've heard legends.
No, she's been at
a story from his dad.
Yeah, she's been at court a couple times.
Right.
But
okay.
This otherworldly, graceful.
Yeah, he's just gonna. Yes. Hello. Yes. I'm at your service.
Yes. You can call me Nimue if you wish, or Druidess or
Druidess. Yes.
Lady of the Lake.
Yes.
Whatever you like. I acknowledge all of them.
Probably Druidess is probably what Gorthrin goes with. That's what he's used to. Yes. Is Merlin okay? Is everything all right?
Merlin will be okay. He's taken a toll recently, and it is an opportunity for me to protect Arthur and the knights more than I have. I'm honored to do it.
We value your protection. Clearly, we need it. Enemies abound.
Yes, they do.
I'm sure you've noticed or are aware of the uncommon number of foundlings at the feast.
Yes, that's what I've heard, and I heard that you have one as well.
I do. It bore a blanket with my name on it. And as wild as I was in my youth, it has been some time since I have sired a child without knowing it. And I find it disturbing, given given my experiences over the last year, shall I say. And Gorther's going to assume that Nimue kind of knows what he's talking about, because he is talking to sort of a supernatural being that's a part of this world.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll wait to see if he has to like actually explain something to her.
No problem. Yeah. So I didn't really
just assume that she knows, because
this was a big oversight from me. Not gonna lie to you, this is my bad, Emma. But
okay.
No, this pertains to a prophecy relating to Arthur. And you would know that 100 children will make you marvel in fear as like one of these 5 lines of this prophecy that Arthur was given by Merlin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I will transmit this information to Gorthrin.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll give you all of them. It's
okay.
You will almost die and then find yourself lost among a field of stones. 100 children will make you marvel in fear. A white knight will also be a monk. You shall sit on a throne in Rome, and your son will be king of Britain.
Okay.
Yeah. Pride is the downfall of the Pendragons. That's like the last bit of the lore.
Okay. I'll probably recite this in a way that's a little too serious for the vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vibes are pretty low, but yes, it is definitely one of those things where it begins to churn in your head that this is, oh no, this is part one of yeah.
Yeah. How many of these kids have been admitted to at this point? Is it 100?
Or there's like seems about 100. Yes, somewhat similar to rumor from some years ago about Lothian children and Merlin, but to be honest, I do not remember much about the rumor. It seemed slanderous and untrue.
Well, this seems to be part of a prophecy about Arthur.
So what should we do with these children then? Are they innocent? Should we care for them?
Aren't most children innocent?
Of course, I suppose if they are children, indeed. But my time in the other world has made me rethink things, and perhaps there is more crossover between our worlds than we realize, and these children are maybe part of that. And Gordon's troubled with the idea that like innocent children could also be a vector for something nefarious, and like he saw an innocent woman burn, like she didn't know she was delivering a deadly thing. Like it could very well be the case that these children are like have no like something terrible might happen because of them, but have no, they didn't choose this.
How does that make either of you feel about destiny and fate and free will?
For Gorthrin, sad in a tragic sense, but he also, given what he's seen, is like, what's going to happen is going to happen. And he's kind of like becoming more okay with that.
Yeah. I imagine this is business as usual for Nimue. Like she literally is a liminal space. So it's,
yeah,
you know,
still
spooky. We've got at least a couple of these things.
We should gather everyone who found one of the children together, and then Gorthard stops because he's like, maybe that's what they want us to do, kind of territory, you know. They want us to put on the coat. And is gonna look to Nimue as like, I was going to pass through Stonehenge on the way back to my home and seek more personal counsel there. And he's just like the druidess there is a spiritual guide for me. And
yes, that druidess is now missing, and I am to take her place.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm going there too. If you want to travel together.
Listen, Gorthron will absolutely extend an invitation to enjoy his hospitality on the road and at Til's Edge should Nimue ever come calling. Yes, he'll be happy to host Nimue.
Thank you.
But yeah, he's gonna, Gorthron's, this is his deal. He's gonna cooperate, at the very least, find out as much as we can. And yeah, but he also wants to have some fun because it is a party.
Yeah, well. Love it.
Yeah. So on his turn, I'm gonna draw because I haven't drawn this. Right, he's gonna come away from the encounter with Nimue sort of being shaken, but also like he wants to keep his spirits up. And so let's see here at the end what kind of vibes the party has to offer.
Yeah. Why would the Archdruid of Stonehenge go missing after this? This run-in with her sister and the Great Night, and
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, because she was pretty explicit that Morgan was her sister. Does that mean?
No, she was not explicit about that.
Okay.
So, I only like described the Cliff Notes version of what happened after like you ran off. So this like you heard all this stuff secondhand, and Acewin obviously was also unconscious. So this part of the story got a little lost and a little murky. But there was another lady, right? Another who pretended to know Merlin. That actually flew away with the pot that they stole from the Brown Knight, that like you guys worked so hard for.
Right? Yeah. You did mention that. Yeah.
Yes. A raven witch who worked for Morgan. So it wasn't Morgan herself, but an acolyte who then inadvertently got shot down by a starving son of Agravain. And turns out to be the lady with the pot, and it's like, okay, hero time.
Nice.
So yeah, that's how that story ended up.
That's how that story. Yeah, I'm sure at some point that's when we were wrapping up last year. Yeah. That's when Gorthron approached Agravain of just like, what luck.
Yeah.
So I got two here. I'm looking at either like as much fun as more drink, making everybody roll indulgent. Could be. I'm also liking Pagan Gift.
I mean, Nimue giving you a gift would be kind of cool, to be honest.
That is kind of, I like that kind of like a blessing. That.
I don't know what it would be. It's totally up to you, Emma, to have a cool idea for a gift. If we choose the card,
Yeah, we choose the card. But I think I'm leaning towards alone because number one, Gorthron is loaded and is known to be loaded. He's also known for his generosity. And I'm looking for a check in merciful or just. Actually looking for a check in just.
No. I think it depends. It depends on the context of the loan, and that's the check that you get. It's not that you get all three.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
Like 1 to 2 is a check to generous, 3 to 4 is the present for merciful, and 5 to 6 is just for the ransom of a captive. So roll a d6 so we can determine the context of it.
Let's determine the context then. Is it generous?
It is generous. If you give them money.
Otherwise,
well, to be generous, like this has to be a decently sized debt, and let's figure out who this is.
Yeah, because if you're gonna do it, then I paid off someone's debt. Then that's going on my NPC. That person's going on my NPC sheet.
Okay. I have the perfect way to dovetail this. If you just want to hold off on the answering of this card for the time being, as in like this dovetails perfectly into something I had cooked up this summer.
Mm-hmm.
If you just want to if we could just put a pin in this real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. That's good.
Okay, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we're doing the loan.
Yeah, we're doing the loan.
Perfect. And now I'll pretty much jump right into it. From then, Gawain has been hanging out around Silchester or Salisbury at this time, basically just drinking and racking up debts.
Yeah.
And you learn that he's basically in a not a fugue state, but just he's melancholic. And so that's who you're giving a loan. You're paying off his drinking bills. And I would love to have
saved the kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely there's definitely a scene there where it's like I would extend the offer, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of what's going on with the melancholy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I love the idea that he's just like in the local bar at Till's Head, right? And being like, "Aren't you Gawain?" And he's like, "Who wants to fucking know?" And he's like clearly like belligerent and just like maddened and just wants to like sulk, and just like into his beer. And like next thing you know, he gets like thrown out. Like that's when like you like ride and like one of the guys like, dude, you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, he's gotta do something about him, man. He's fucking Arthur's knight. We can't really fight him. Like, took everyone here to like just get him out here. And he's like, I'll leave. Like he's like, because no one can really fight Gawain.
No.
So, but like, you know what I mean? So he's like, fine, let's fucking get out of here, and just kind of like drunkenly stumbles out, and that's when like you see him, and he's just like fucking, he's like covered in mud, and he smells of beer. And he's just like super sad and depressed, and he smells like a skunk. It's just real bad.
Warren, you been drinking?
Who wants to know?
Gorthrin.
Yes.
We have a game to settle up, if I recall, from last year. He's referring to their gambling that they did the year prior.
Not now. Come on. And he's like literally like pulling the hair out of his head. You know what I mean? He's like, come on.
Come to the manor. Enjoy my hospitality.
To hell with your hospitality. He's not a nice thing to say.
Yeah, for real. You plan on moving on then? Staying long until said, will you be on the road?
I don't know. Whatever an orphan would choose to do. And he's being very melodramatic.
Yeah.
He like runs at you and like grabs your leg and like just starts to cry in that drunken, slobberly kind of cry. Like just that real kind of ugly cry. And he's like, dude, I just don't know what to do, man. I just don't know what to do.
Gorthrin's going to help him to his feet, arm around him, wait for him to get in that just kind of sad mode so he'll resist less. And listen, if you're going to drink, you can't. Let's do it at my place. Yeah. And that's essentially how he'll approach it. He wants to know, what's going on.
You'll get him. Yeah, you'll get him to your place with the tact that you give him. he's just really, really despondent about his mom being exiled now, and like just tried to kill his uncle, the king. You know?
Yeah.
His dad's King Lot, who was killed by Pelennor. His mom's exiled.
Yeah.
He has no one.
Yeah.
You know, like he has his brothers. And like he just feels alone. He's like, where did Gorthrin help me? Where did I go wrong? Why do I deserve this?
Kind of looking at Gawain. Who says this is anything about you?
It has to be. Why it's happening to me?
There when your mother was born and the conditions under which she was raised, and you weren't there when she was married off. None of that was in your hands. Why? It must be challenging and difficult to be in your position. Nephew of the king. The love of your mother is admirable. No.
I saved his life.
You did. Saved the kingdom.
I did, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
But none of this is happening because of personal failings of ours. This is the working of a great cycle that we are but a part of.
Cycle. Great things to be a part of. What is that? Who cares? When I can't. You have a family, Gorthrin. I have nothing. I have great things to be a part of. Great. That keeps me so warm at night. Sorry, I sound like a... Yeah, I just trails off.
Yeah. Gorthrin's got some patience.
Feels alone.
Yeah. Gordon, like, what's he gonna tell this kid? You know, like he really is in a bind. Like, the decisions you make now could have a profound impact. Going, not having a family, not having a sense of being a part of something is a terrible thing for a knight, I think.
I share a table.
Alone.
Gorthrin, I share the table with the one who killed my dad.
Yes.
He like stares at you.
I share the bed with a woman whose brothers fought against my people and in a battle that killed my father. And I had no choice in that, Gawain. I was told to marry her. I loved another, had children with another. This is our house. This is what we have built. You have a similar choice ahead of you to accept what's happened or wallow in your own self-pity, which would be a shame because you are a wonderful knight. And Gorthrin's going to like just let that sit for a while, and well, if he wants to stay, he can stay. I'm sure at some point it gets to the debts kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I think he like you kind of just quietly take care of it. You know, you pay the tavern keeper.
Yep.
You hand over the sack of money, like 100.
Yeah.
And but you know, Gawain's too much of a he's too emotional. I think he's just gonna choose to sulk for now. Like,
sure.
Like you're turning him around, but it's just gonna take some time. And he's just gonna kind of ride out, you know, at dawn, hungover as hell, and not really say thank you to you, you know, or anything. But you know that it kind of had that lasting kind of impression.
Yeah, I figure you've got to play a light hand with these Lothian boys.
Yeah,
love that sentence.
Cool, man. Yeah, thanks for bearing with me for a second to have that lone scene.
Yeah, well, we'll say like what, 3 Libra? That'd be more than I don't know how much it's. It doesn't. Card doesn't say like how much the debt actually.
No,
is.
the debt's 100. like he's been drinking here for weeks.
Okay.
Like he never went home. Like he's just been kind of wandering around, just drinking up and like not really. But like, what do you like? Who's gonna ask Gawain to pay his bill? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And so finally, the tavern keeper's like, dude,
really
we got
only
it.
Gorther that can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's basically like he's a round tail's head or whatever, and it's like you're the closest round table knight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. He'll pay the debt.
Everyone knows that Gawain has been kind of moping around drinking up half of Salisbury's ale.
Yeah.
For the rest of the...
Go do that up near Ridge-Chan.
Right. So I would love to know... So let's talk about the Earl and some of the politics of what's going on in Salisbury right now. So remember there was a discussion about the economic stuff of like the trade route for Devise, which I know is everyone's favorite conversation to have.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I keep saying Devise, Duplan. That's the one to Camelot. And there was a question of whether or not like they're getting the right amount of money and like how Camelot's supposed to bring in all this extra trade, and they're not really seeing much of it. And you advised the Earl, if I recall. No, it was Acewin. You advised the Earl last week to get make sure that the Castellan is like, you know, pander to them, take care of them, give them extra money, and placate them. Right? Does that sound right? Am I misremembering?
That's what Gorthan had advised.
Okay, like, I didn't remember which one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds way too conciliatory for how Acewin's been acting lately.
Yeah, I've got it here. The third round sage advice, and his basically just like that is I don't know anything about the situation, but that guy looks like somebody I want to keep on my good side. Is the gist of the Earl.
Okay, cool. Then cut to council meeting where so that's Killed.
Do I get a final feast round?
Are we still in the... Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because we jumped to the summer.
I fucking completely just jumped the gun, Colin. You should have interrupted me like 20 minutes ago, dude. I'm so sorry, Colin. Fuck, Colin. No. I'm so sorry. I got so excited about that. Oh, man. Oh,
no. You know what? And I made a bid stink. I'm going to play like a really boring but mechanically good card. That's it. It's it's just 15 glory. That's all. It's holy blessing. Someone comes along and showers me with holy water, and I get 15 glory. There we go.
Oh yeah, what was the final glory calcs for the feast as well?
I got 50.
Low.
Yeah, for
low.
I got a lot.
Yeah, well,
45.
It's hard to get glory when the vibes are this bad.
Yeah. We'll call this the Bad Vibes Easter Feast.
So much for the a brilliant opening in Camelot. I got the brilliant part.
Yeah. You know, it's fine. We do soft openings in the industry. It's a soft opening.
Don't worry,
it's sort of a test run.
The thing about Easter is that there's always another one. So next year will be the one. Okay. Yeah. So back to the politics. We're gonna go to a scene of the council. So, both Gorthrin and Acewin are here. Sorry, Emma.
That's okay.
And Killed is mad over the which is deemed a paltry amount of like this isn't economic justice. This is hush money. This is thank you, Killed. Thank you so much. Now go back to your irrelevant corner. I am the Castellan of Duplan, and I will be treated with the respect that I deserve. And that's kind of like the tone that he's taking here. So he's not happy with the amount that he was given. Oh.
He won't.
I feel like Dwin went. He wants respect. I mean, he kind of wants to be Marshall back, to be honest with you, but he's not Marshall. Right?
Yeah, like what would it like? I mean, it literally is the only road to Camelot. Like, is he looking for like monopoly on the ferry nearby so that he just collects that in perpetuity? Is there like a per cart? Like,
dude, this isn't.
Is this more pride?
This is a pride. Yeah,
material?
that's what I'm trying to say. This is not a problem that can be solved with math.
Yeah. He's not gonna can't buy him off.
Yeah, you can't make the chart can't go up high enough for this man, for he is hurt in the pride.
Yeah. What's the mood of the rest of the council?
I mean, Oriel is just like, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just kind of just waiting for the for you and the Earl to make a decision, because like they're like, dude, they're sympathetic to him because they feel like, hey, if you placate him, then when I complain, they'll placate me.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean that's true. I mean that's kind of they're literally doing the thing where like last time in this conversation when they were discussing the past, like, oh, that's a good amount of money, that's a great job and all this stuff, and now that like he's complaining even more, they're like, I mean that was kind of like a barely hard enough money, you know what I mean? All of a sudden like they're completely switching sides on you.
Yeah. If they're doing something like that, then Gorthrin's certainly going to call it out. The last time we discussed this, it was a perfectly serviceable amount, and like that kind of thing. But I think if it is clear that this is a matter of pride, then the only person who's going to be able to mollify him is the Earl with some sort of just like, let him know he's a special boy still. Let him know that I don't know, what options the Earl has, I'm not sure. But Gorthrin's just kind of like, if that's not good enough for you, then what do you want? Kind of, that's his position.
Acewin, do you have any barbs to throw or any advice to give during this feast? Or sorry, this meeting?
I've been thinking, I don't think so. I think Acewin is not going to insert herself so much in the politics yet, but she's using this as an opportunity to get the lay of the land, like find out where all these pressure points are before she starts poking them.
That's fair.
The Duplains have always been a pain.
Yeah, and to be clear, Duplain's also the one that I sent a Downey to, right?
Yep.
So like I know that they're going to be a problem. I guess I have poked them, and now this is me like kind of seeing how they react to being poked. But I think generally Acewin's going to keep her mouth shut.
Yeah. Well, the benefits of a Downey being there don't get to like. That doesn't really have a lot of say in the local politics room, but it has a lot to say in the greater politics picture, right? Of like, how many times you're going to be brought up, and instead it's just right now it's his money. He just wants,
he wants money, and Acewin's like, that's not my area. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on this. I'm gonna see what this might portend for other issues, but this is not my pig, not my farm.
And Gorthrin's under the opinion, like, listen, guys, you're just swapping, like, you're just calling out the hypocrisy. Like, look, like, you guys were totally cool with this last time.
Totally fine with it. Yeah, like it's kind of like, is there anything that's going to satisfy his pride? Like, that Gorthrin doesn't air that, doesn't speak that. He's just sort of like, this was fine last time. It isn't, it'll you have it in perpetuity. And people will be, you're the only road. Like Camelot was just built. Have some sort of patience to playing. It might be the other tact. Just like, geez, calm down.
It's too that it's too early.
It just happened. Yeah.
Even swept up the diplomat coals. Like,
but ultimately, at some point, Gorthrin's going to shut up and let the Earl, make a decision.
I think Gorthrin's right. Killid, I think it's too early to count these chickens. Let's see what happens next year. And if the revenues are not as high, then we'll do something about it. And let's see. That's probably a just check for the Earl. Let's test. Yeah, okay. How is this lesson imparted to Killid? And Killid is like,
yeah, that's not,
yeah. How generous of you, my lord.
Yeah.
Infinite in wisdom, Earl Solomon. And he's very like unhappy with this at all. And he's like, well, if that's it, then I'll see what muster, and just basically just like gets ready to leave, and it's just like whatever about the rest of the meeting. He's like, there's 7 other items on the agenda, but who cares? He's leaving.
That's you can go sulk.
Just wait a year. Like you hear him like talking to like a guard, go, "I just wait a year. If I can just like knock some paperwork over," kind of thing, as he's leaving. Clearly not happy about it.
It's over the coat ring. This guy.
The rest of the Castellans are very as soon as he leaves, they're back to being sympathetic. Like, I mean, that was a tough call.
They're liars.
They all are.
Yeah. Gorthrin has half a mind to like follow up with Duplain at a later date. Later this year, but
like, I actually, you know what? I would think I'm going to try to reality check you a little, Gorthrin.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's Dwinwin. You're Tilshead. No, Up Avon. So Up Avon would be Gorfling. So it's Gorfling who says this. Like Gorthrin, I know you just inherited Tilshead, but like, we're not all rich like you.
Yes.
Try to think about it, what it was like when you were younger.
Yeah, Gorthrin remembers. Yeah. Thank you. It is easy to forget.
No problem. Want to make sure that you're giving the Earl the best advice they can.
Now, he assumes that most of them are.
Gwyrfling's a friggin' snake and trying to become your friend and counsel you and hope that you can, get in that job.
I've been slowly bumping up his intrigue, but Gorthrin has not stopped playing just the big dumb guy vibe. That's his. That's the mask he wears.
Yeah. Awesome. So, this is when we get like the rest of your like council as it's going off. There is like the Lady of the Lake shows up and basically like busts in to the 3 closest roundtable knights. You've had a vision.
Oh snap!
Yeah. So you have a vision of Arthur and Urians trapped in a lake.
Oh, Arthur and Arthurians, did you say?
Sir Urians.
Sir Urians.
Sorry, Uriens.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a roundtable dude.
Oh, well, that's not good. I'm going to announce that. Plainly as I can.
Maybe when he comes into the meeting, announces this. Like, were we expecting you?
No, this is completely unexpected. I'd announce it.
Okay. Are they nearby?
It's under a lake. Is there a lake nearby? Maybe it's Flat Lake. Maybe it's a different lake.
I think there's a lake nearby.
I know of only one lake in Salisbury. I'm not even sure it's real. The one our father spoke of.
Literally, he's like never has thought of like it being an actual real lake. There's like a magic.
Yeah.
Yes. How could we get there? It's just
now I'm out of my depth. I had the one thing.
Yeah. Well, that's why you have the Lady of the Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing.
It's kind of your
Theme.
thing. Is this your lake? Is this the lake? Can you take us to the lake?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, the council meeting is adjourned.
Yeah. The matters of state give way to the matters of the king.
Yeah. Has the Earl recovered from his wound?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. He's scarred, like he's lost, it was a major wound and stuff like that. But no, the pain, I mean, he's healed, but he's still scarred from it, is what I would say. Okay. So it will, while there's no physical sign of it, there's still like the pangs of it from time to time. I was gonna play that up a little bit more as the older he gets. It changed him. But right now he's fine. He can ride. Yeah, you ride out.
Yeah.
So, guided by Nimue, you all we travel from the real to the surreal as the bluish violetish mists begin to crowd around your hoof prints into the like, I guess, like the shoot forests, and it's almost like a one-for-one direct shot from like the scenes of Merlin guiding you. Remember this time there was a three-eyed giant and they chased you, and you went all the way, and instead but you still arrive at sort of like the same shore of this lake. But instead of there being like cries or something for Arthur, instead at this lake is a rather strange night. Do you all remember a dream you had when you ran into King Pelennor? This was like 40 sessions ago.
Yeah, there was a Green Knight.
Yeah.
Right, or something like, yeah.
So I bring that up only because that is what is at the edge of this lake. And you see this Green Knight. It's like face mask is like made out, like it's a newer version of like the helms rather than like a Sudden Hill kind of face thing, but like more like what we think of as the future Crusader kind of, helm kind of comes down and like made, but it's all like just this weird green, and like it sees you like with the Lady of the Lake and everyone like come through, and it just draws two swords and like does like a flourish at both of you. What do you do?
Deal.
Aeswin looks to Gorthra and is like, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Spurs to flags, let's fucking do it.
Yeah, is this like, unless Nimue stops us, it's like, wait, this is a mistake. Gorthron assumes that this is a monster to
This is a monster. No, this is a monster to be slain.
Yeah. He is gonna fight it.
Yep. Okay. So this is a Nuka-Levi.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I know what those are. They're gross.
Yes.
They're fucking gross.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. I think I'm wondering what the best way to do this would be. It's basically like 4-on-1. So I guess it's gonna probably have to split its attacks. It has 2. So I'm wondering if it would be better to fight with. Yeah, all right. It's gonna have to split them into 10s. Okay. All right, so in order, who wants to? I guess who should I roll off first? Who is like who is? I guess it would be the Lady of the Lake with the highest glory. Followed by who is the next highest?
Gorthrin. I don't think I've caught up.
Okay.
13,072.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Acewin and the Earl.
Yeah, I've got 11,300. So
Okay. So then riding side by side will be the Lady of the Lake and Gorthrin.
Okay.
Roll upon my loyalty to King Arthur.
And that means Nimue's.
Yeah, what do I do?
I'm looking for your sword will be 16.
Okay.
You also have magical talents, but I do not know how those work.
Okay.
You could attempt to dispel the creature, which might work. But basically, this is a summoned creature by like Morgan's magic.
Mhm.
Is how I'm thinking of this.
Well, I could. I rolled a 1. Is that a bad thing in this game?
No, that's actually a good thing.
Oh, okay.
Rolling low is good.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
until you hit 20 in your skill, then rolling high is good.
Yeah.
Oh,
It gets
Interesting.
weird.
It's good.
It's Price is Right rules, and then that's why it gets fucky once you hit 20 and above.
I bet.
But getting 20 is basically like it makes you immune to fumbling, and then gives you a big bonus to your roll.
Oh, okay.
So Gorthrin, I passed my passion for loyalty to Arthur, and I forget if that gets me a check or not.
In the new rules, I don't
I don't know
think
if it
so.
is. Yeah, and then he's otherwise going to just like charge the horse forward, sword out, and yeah. Oops.
Okay.
Just a regular success.
All right, this is against Colin. Or sorry, the first one's against the Lady of the Lake. Then it's followed by Gorthrin. So, first one, crits.
No.
Second one, success but less.
Yeah.
This will be against Acewin, and then I got to roll for the Earl, and then what the Nucleobi rolls against for the Earl.
I fucking love it.
Here comes the Earl's one.
With a 23, I rolled 9.
You're something else.
Your rolling has infected me, Eric. That's what it is.
It's the only thing it could be.
This is Edinburgh, and I'm playing England right now.
Shut up. That's a sore memory.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah. Fails against the Earl. Okay. So
Yeah.
all right. So what looked like man and horse is acts as one. And the creature immediately will begin to retaliate against the Lady of the Lake. And it slashes out with its club and sword. It's crits, so it's going to be doing 10d6.
My.
But you do get your armor.
Okay.
So that's half to 16. I mean, don't worry about the actual tracking of the damage for you, because we're near the end of the session here. But the point is that you do take a wound, which will resolve later. 23. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like a couple twos in there. I don't like to see if that's right.
It has an armor rating of 5.
Cool.
Oh well.
Okay, Arl.
Wow.
The good news though is that he did fail against the Earl's attack, so he does take the full 10 damage.
Yeah.
But still, that is enough to bring it down. The problem here, so as you run and slash at this thing, it's almost like a sentient knight made of like algae and kelp, and stuff, and it begins to kind of just gurgle and just kind of begin to melt and sog back into the summoning juice, that came from it. Your swords are just like wet and green, as you turn around to face this thing again, as it begins to gurgle and pass. You see that the Lady of the Lake has been wounded, and I think that's where we'll call it for the session.
Yeah. Right.
So that's fun.
How much glory for the Knuckleavy?
The Knuckleavy gives you a glory of 100.
Is that split or 100
Split.
each?
Yeah, split 4 ways.
Okay, so 25. Cool.
Lovely.
All right. That's good. The most important person got knocked down by the Knuckleavy, and all the meatheads dogpiled it.
Right.
Yeah.
The one person who kind of knows what's going on went down.
They're not unconscious, or they just suffered a wound. It'd be okay.
Yeah, I
But yeah, right. Well, then that will conclude the first part here of year 521.
Cool.
Are you coming back next week, Emma? I don't know. This is the first time I'm finding out. So
I mean, we didn't talk about
it. That's up to you. That's up to you and Grandma.
It really is up to Grandma.
Next week is also Christmas.
Remember, I am on vacation the 26th through the 2nd. So,
all right. So then we're gonna be off for them for 2.
Yep. Sorry.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, then we'll return in 2 years. Yeah.
2 years.
Wow. So that means this was the last session of 2021.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad.
It was.
Hey, Daisy, thanks. Yeah, 48 years.
Months. You're doing good.
Yeah. Well, this was. I didn't even think this was to be the last one of the year. That's wild. But okay. Well, we'll figure it out. Hopefully, you can come back, Emma, to return as for this part of the adventure.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I know you get to play. It's a rather unique experience to come on and play like such a powerful, odd character rather than just a normal like knight or something. But that was awesome. I super love to have you back.
Oh yeah, it's super fun. It's definitely, it's always like guessing as a super powerful character is always a little tricky because like, what do I know?
Yeah.
What do I not know?
Right.
But I had so much fun. This is the Lady of the Lake. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, and I'm glad that was fun. I feel really bad about that lady who got immolated.
I know, right? Like I like read that story and I was like, "Are you serious, Mallory?" Like, okay, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. In the story, though, the person's like, I don't know if I want to do that. And that's what I was hoping would happen. But I was also like, that's a really efficient way to get your point across. So
well, I was thinking of like what Morgan would do that would be more evil. And I think it's literally not even tell the lady what's going on.
It makes sense. It tracks. It tracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because let's say it succeeds, right? And Arthur gets incinerated. That diplomat's dead anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, they're not leaving that feast hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. I like it because I don't know most of these stories, not familiar with Mallory or the others. And so for me, obviously it's like King Arthur, it's like when everything was great and good. So it's fun to see that no, there's this constant shit show going on, like as they're trying to keep this thing going. And it's fun to get into that.
Yeah, I think the that this classic kind of Arthurian era can kind of feel like the Justice League. Like they're always dealing with some shit. There's always some shit to deal with. It's just that like it's the fucking Justice League. Like they can handle it. Right. We had Nimue like being able to burst in and be like, now put the fucking thing on.
Yeah. Stop worrying about your bridge tolls. We have real problems.
Yeah, like a fucking crow witch steals our magic tub, and like we also have you can just fucking shoot down the crow. Like
it's
Justice League, we got this.
It's very, very much like that. Especially because this is based on like obviously at this time someone read some Roman myths and was like, I'm gonna steal that. Because this is the Sword of Nessus. Hercules. And so it's like, okay, well and this so just adapted to Arthuriana. It's like very clearly like that. Like I see your inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like that part of it because I don't like a clean narrative, right? I like a messy narrative that's somebody's like, yeah, we're gonna borrow a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just sort of mix it up. And who cares? You know what it is, where it came from. Does it matter? And like that's fun. Like
this is definitely the Justice League. This is more like the disjointed fighting with her sister period of time, the kind of getting the end of Merlin, and like pretty much all pre-Grail and tournament kind of period stuff, where like a lot of the major stories that we all kind of know come into play. So like this is sort of like, I feel like this is just the time period where a lot of random stories get kind of crammed in together.
It feels a lot like what I was expecting the Pendragon campaign to be like, of like you're doing a thing and then all of a sudden some creatures just sort of pops up and you gotta go deal
magic
with it.
bullshit happens.
Magic bullshit. But like if we started here, I don't think it would have felt as impactful.
Right.
Like you gotta go through the shit.
We needed to build up what the normalcy is like so that these feel like intrusions and not just like the like this is what life is, right? Because we may be entering a magical kind of era, but like it's still intruding on our fucking horse breeding and our petty fucking Castellan politics and shit. We got to stop and go fight a Knuckleavy.
Yeah, exactly. That's really it's one of the many things I'm very proud of this game, is us being able to ride that good balance between I like the word you used, intrusion. Yeah.
Yep.
It feels like that.
That is.
Wow.
I got a whole thing on that. The intrusion of the uncanny that you can trace between British Gothic literature and Arthuriana.
Is that written down somewhere?
In my college notes, I guess.
Okay.
Like I wrote a paper. It's fine.
Fair enough. Well, that sounds awesome. Well, thank you all so much. This is the end of this episode. We'll catch you all in the next year. So have a good holiday. Have a good new year. And we'll see you on the other side. May your aging roles be successful in your winter phase. All right. Bye, everyone.